not there. We went live now. But welcome here to the Sports Talk Network. Welcome here to my channel. Your people are welcome to follow me on Twitter at army_strong_06. Here's this to be the tell-all for Whodunnit. As you see the banner there, Whodunnit Double Vision and Whodunnit DV for the game handle. The game ending a couple days ago. We had Gavin's tell-all last night. This afternoon, I interviewed Ross, the winner. Hashtag King of Comps. Ross interviewed him earlier today, and that was tons of fun. About an hour and a half of video content there. So people are welcome to check that out when they are able to. But here, being my tell-all later on, Ross, Gavin, and maybe even another person will be able to join in. Nice hoodie there. Anyways, let's welcome our guests. Let's welcome people here. First, Rebecca, how you doing?
Doing all right. Oh, I got a phone call. I'll be right back.
Rude.
Billy, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Enjoying vacation.
Good. And I guess the throw to
you. If you hear random shouting, I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's all good. But the first thing that I wanted to throw to both of you, but of course, since she's on a call, Billy, your thoughts heading into the game, heading into the Whodunnit game, your second game, our second game, after the 2018 game, heading into it after learning of the rules, the before the double killer twist, but just killer twist. What rules do you think right away made you think of, wow, I really need to change shit up to try to survive and last?
Definitely the screenshot rule. Because that was able to we were able to trust the people with that rule. And then with this not having the screenshot rule, it definitely forced me to trust people that I shouldn't have, that I didn't want to trust because reasons. But it also made it easier for me because I was able to kind of take out information that I did not want to share.
True, people weren't pressing you just to screenshot it, send it like last year in those situations. At being a different situation, yeah, and I hear that all the time. And I know for me, that was the case too. The screenshot rule: you can't try to hard to prove things, but also easy to hide things. As Gavin even has said himself, that's why he had that rule there to make it more realistic, to make it tougher in that sense. Rebecca, as I was asking Billy, in regards to the rules, in regards to the start of the game, way back then, what rule do you think affected you the most heading into the game? Of you might have to change your approach to it because of the list of rules that were given to us at that time.
The screenshot rule screwed me.
The what rule?
The screenshot rule absolutely screwed me.
Oh, so yeah, we have we both said
didn't care about the two killers. I actually thought that was really cool, and it made the game harder. But as far as just gameplay in general, the screenshot rule freaking screwed me.
Understood. Understood. I mean, the other rules that were there just made sense in general. Not sharing to outside people of locations or help with or that sort of stuff. And then also, being kind to one another sort of rule, respectful, just general rules. But in regards to actual gameplay, I think the one that affected people the most, as you both said, and I agree wholeheartedly, the screenshot rule. Because on one end, as Billy already stated, on one end you can hide things, but on the other hand, then
you couldn't truly trust people.
Photos, you had to explain them. You can't just share the photo, send the photo to people. You had to try to explain it best you can if you got a photo for your location. But I think that definitely be the biggest thing. She'll join later. But in regards to Adam here, I just wanted to share what he talked about in regards to his biggest moment, and that'll be the next question to Billy and Rebecca. His biggest moment, he said, definitely my first best case award, coming into it without having never done a Whodunnit Twitter Whodunnit before. There was definitely some insecurity on my end about whether I would even have what it takes to compete against y'all. So winning that first one was sort of an affirmation and a confidence boost that I could go far in the game. And then I don't know if Gavin mentioned it in last night's tell-all, but I actually quit the game. So it was heartbreaking moment to just not send in a theory at all for Lindsay's murder, and I had to pretend by telling Billy like I'd submitted one. So that's what Adam there wanted to share. But for you guys, your biggest moments in regards to memories, in regards to the game, good or bad? Billy?
This is kind of good, but this is also kind of bad. So, for people who died early on in the game, did not see my epic fail attempt at a fight with my amazing new best friend here, Becky. I tried to, because I too had a lot of personal things going on eventually, and had to kind of throw the game. So I was trying to throw it before Becky died, and tried to start a fight so people would go to her instead of against her. But it definitely was also like the bad moment because we did take it too far. I blame Becky, but anyways, and it but I also say that was definitely my most iconic moment in the game. That and me always calling people out for their bullshit. Erica, if you're watching.
Should I wait for Steven to come back? Because that seems kind of rude. Ah.
No, I just had to do something. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm done. I just didn't know where you were.
Becky, biggest moments or memories in regards to the game, positive or negative?
Besides meeting that dork over there wearing the wrong uniform, winning my first comp out of
Becky,
3 games that I've.
I don't know if
you can't hear me,
but I can't.
You can't hear me? Is that better? Hello? Hang on.
No, I can hear you.
Hello?
She can. You can.
I can hear everybody else, but I don't know why people can't hear me. What the frickin' hell?
No, I can hear you loud and clear.
Billy? What happened? Well, this sucks. And I don't mean the show, I mean the technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's weird because I can hear you. I think Billy can hear me. He just can't hear you.
Yeah.
Should I leave and then come back in, or what?
It's up to you.
All right, I'll leave and come back in. See if that works.
Okay, for me, in regards to my biggest and best moment, obviously, it's winning my first competition. Winning my first competition, it being a passive competition, and it made it even extra special for me personally at that time because both me and Billy won our first competition in the same case.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can totally hear you now.
Yay! Okay. Now, as you boys were saying.
No, go ahead, Rebecca. What is your biggest, brightest, best memories you have in the game, positive or negative?
Well, besides, like I said, meeting that dork over there that is wearing the wrong uniform. Winning my first comp. Out of 3 games that I've played, I had never won a comp before this one. And having probably one of the coolest deaths on the show. Those are my positive memories. And then, getting screwed over by Erica. And freaking Adam. But other than that, it was awesome. But I understand why they did it. They did what they had to do.
Yeah, I guess. I'm still salty about it. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you'd do the same thing if you could.
I did, though. I did do the same thing.
Well, there you go. Then quit your bitching.
And like I was saying before Rebecca came back on, for me, was my first win. Made it extra special that week because me and Billy won our first competitions. And then also making and earning it to the finals. I mean, yeah, I automatically make it being the killer, but talking with Gavin in one of our final one-on-one GHs about, hey, even if you were just a house guest, you would have survived and made it to the finals. Sarah had a lower score, so you would have made it anyways. So just being able to do better than I did last year, making moves that I felt like I had to at the time in situations where maybe I didn't obviously didn't want to do it, but I felt like I had to do it. And in those situations, it was best for me, obviously, to make the moves that I did. And I think my smartest move, and personally my best move, was after the Ross situation and everything that happened there between me and Billy, that I said, okay, well, I'm not going to be on this island on my own. I'm not going to get 3 freaking scared cards and people will know obviously Steven's the killer or puppet master. So I decided to try and talk a little more with Ross and making that friendship and alliance with him and then taking it to the end. When I won there but then Ross also with his team. But I think that being out of all the little plays that I made, I think that was my best one and proudest one where I felt like I had to do something because I wasn't going to be welcomed back in the fold and the team that I was part of. So made the conscious decision and best business decision at the time to do what I needed to do. It was unfortunate with what happened because on my end, and Rebecca already shared this with Billy, but on my end and how I felt about the situation, and I did, and as a killer, we got to make the teams for separating people, you know. So how I went into that back for that draft, so to speak. But and then also my proudest moment was when I did my case for Rebecca's murder for Military Week. I got to wear my Class A's and everything. I did do as what Billy wished and asked in regard to his case. But all of my cases, as people will see as they're public now on the channel, you know, some of them weren't as smooth as I wanted them to be, kind of going all over. But anyways, beyond that, in regards to the game, for you guys, I know we talked about best moments, but for yourself, what do you think was your smartest or best move you had to make in the game? Billy?
Definitely my smartest move, and don't take this personally, my smartest move was definitely exiling you from me completely, because of the fact that it did help me kind of realize I can't trust anyone, and made me go. I mean, it pretty much brought me further into the game because I, from that moment on, was like a force to be reckoned with, pretty much. Like I made sure that my case was good enough to make sure I was getting forward to stop making people annoyed, because I know a lot of people wanted me out of the game. And I also kind of made it my strategy, which is another smart thing, to just be, as one of the other house guests puts it in our house chat, loud for no reason. I wanted everybody to think that I was the killer, or as we learned, the puppet master in the game. Because if people started thinking I was that person, they would start putting me on their cases. And slowly that would be their downfall and death. And I could have made it further. And I still think that if I had been able to actually write my final case, I would have surpassed Sarah. But things happen, and I wasn't able to focus.
Becky?
Honestly, I don't think I made that many moves. I mean, I just helped people when they wanted to be helped, and I mean, the closest thing to a move I can think of is maybe the fight. I mean, help me out here, dude. Did I really make any moves?
Hi, Google.
Oh, that. that again. I just helped people when they needed help.
But you also made some pretty smart moves in the game. You just got to think about it. I know you
I did.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
You made a lot of dumb movements.
Oh,
You also
shut.
did
Oh
make a-
God.
But you did make a lot of smart movements too. You just got to actually think of one.
The only reason why I made dumb moves is because we had too many group chats at one time.
Yeah, I blame everyone.
Yeah, there was a flood of group chats, especially in the beginning. You know, you had the house chat, then you had the location chat that had enough people. Then whatever subsidiary chats,
Alliance chat you had with.
and then side ones and whatever else, and
Uh-huh.
one
And
on one
seeing
without Gavin chats.
uh-huh. And
So
seeing as I'm only doing this on one device,
Yeah,
I
it
would
was
just
hard.
see huh?
It was hard for you.
Yeah. I'm not complaining. I did what I could, made
right.
chicken salad out of chicken crap. But
you also one of your smartest moves I'll say is you knew when to trust someone. You did, because how many times did you tell me, don't trust this person? Like, I don't think we should trust this person. And look what happened. It turns out they should not have been trusted. So you were smart in that aspect. There is a smart move you made.
I'm not saying I'm a dumb person. I just didn't think I made a lot of strategic moves.
And maybe some of the moves that you made were things that you wouldn't even call moves, sort of thing. Like, well, I can't even put an example because it's still gameplay, but like some things that maybe were a move, but to you were just normal, how you would have, how you play anyway, sort of thing. Like those little things.
Yeah.
But either way, yeah, like I agree really 100%. You're, and for me, yeah, it was easy in regards to 2 devices. Well, not easy, but easier. And then, in regard going back and forth with the killer account and stuff like that. But either way, it was a fun ride, and it was a nice to go there. And the only advantages in regards to the killer, this is one thing I did want to share that I teased during Ron's interview, was that just to share of what the contingency plan was if me and Ryan were both scared, if the puppet master and killer were both
Yeah,
scared.
I wanted to know about that.
Now, whether it was going to be a double murder that was next or triple, and I think it might be obvious when you find out, but still just to share that if me and the puppet master were both scared together in a case, what would happen is he would find the third lowest, put that person scared, and that person is killed. If the next case was a double, then we're putting 4 people on the block, and the last 2 are going down. So that'd be 4 scared cards, 2 people would be killed because the plan was a double murder. He wasn't going to change his plan, as he said.
Right,
I can
because
change my plan where I have for the week. So how I'm having this,
double murder is double vision. It had to go with the theme.
Right, and he was going to do the double murders 2 in a row, right? The plan idea. He was really excited. He was excited for that, and just so if we were scared heading into that, or scared after that, heading into the actual double murder, excuse me, then that's what would happen for the double murder, and then for a single regular murder, just a third scared card, that person killed off, since we're immortal beings.
Well, you guys are, yeah.
But he said, I'm glad I didn't have to enact that. But if that did happen, that was the plan. He told me that the night of the finale, before the finale, we had a talk while he was getting ready and prepping me for things. He told me of what that was then.
I think the puppet master should have killed the killer and then freaking recruited a new killer. Just saying. Not saying you weren't a good killer, but if you were scared,
he should have took my offer.
No, you should have took my offer.
How many times did I be like, "Hey, killer! Hey, puppet master! Kill this fucker! I'll make a better partner." Not that you
I don't think
job, Steven. You did a fantastic job.
Yes, you did.
I still hate you for it.
Oh, stop it! He did a good job. Leave him alone.
But that's how you know he did a good job, because I hated him for it.
That's true. So, how's it feel to be in alliance with the killer again, Millie? That's okay. I was in an alliance with the killer
But you know
last
what?
game I played too.
You know what? I wasn't the Ulysses of it this time. Last game I was the Ulysses. I died first in our alliance. This time I didn't die first in our alliance. I died last.
So
I
you
don't-
were
Molina.
the Melina, basically.
Yeah. But again, I could have kept going if I didn't have that personal shit going on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, all in regards to the case, in regards to how everything went, in regards also with how I was as the killer, and that kind of fun. I mean, the only things that I knew ahead of time were, of course, the twist with the two killers. Also knowing that ahead of time about, okay, the next one, the death's going to be on a plane. We're going to be in the middle of nowhere. And then after that, it's going to be the double. So get ready for that. So, so little heads up stuff, but never like any help or revenge or anything in regard to cases. Like we both had to, me and Ryan, had to earn everything and get the information, try to win advantages and such like that. So it wasn't as we haven't helping us,
Obvious.
or not just obvious, but aiding us so much that that it was just the little things that we needed to know. Like when I was going to go after the puppet master, he told me that this is coming up. And he talked about how he's planned this from the beginning and this and that for the bonus investigation. So those little things were the things that we were told, or I was told, ahead of time. But I think all in all that went fine. So I guess we talked about the biggest and best moments you had for the game. What would you say would be your least liked, things you might want to forget, moments or things that you've done during this game iteration?
Things I want to forget? See, I don't think there is anything I want to forget. Actually, no, that's a lie. He's probably going to watch this, so he'll know anything. Things I want to forget, Brian.
Okay.
No, for like, I want to forget kind of making an alliance with him because he really was, I think, the downfall of our alliance, kind of, because the fact that we literally had to do what we did. We're not going to mention it because then I'll feel horrible again because he really made it feel horrible. But I think because of that, it literally forced us to kind of think differently about our alliances because of the fact that he pretty much gave away who we were working with. Without giving away, because I actually was working with other people that no one knew about. But yeah, so if I could forget that, I would forget getting into an alliance with him.
All right, Becca.
The benzene.
Okay, but you didn't actually screw that up.
No, but it was pretty freaking embarrassing. That and using text to type during one of the competitions and saying heater and it coming out Peter.
Yeah, that's text to talk is text. Easy to use.
Yeah, that and probably screwing up the poison plant challenge and running into a rock slide.
Even though I was on the phone with you telling you don't do it.
I know, because I'm an idiot. Here's the thing: when I get something right or when I do something well, I get really excited. And I'm like, oh, shiny!
Yeah, we helped each other a lot during the game.
I think for me, the biggest regret or regards to regret after the fact, maybe not at the moment because I did mean what I did or felt what I felt at the time. But my biggest regret was after the raw situation and being all hurt and stuff and whatever that I felt at the time in regards to Billy and then turning that sadness, turning that whatever into the anger, turning it into my plan that I did for the team, and blah blah blah. From there, that I guess I regret it now because of the sense that maybe I've a little bit too far in regards to my response to that and
Um,
reaction to it.
can I counter that real quick?
Okay.
Because yes, you screwed Billy over.
I would have
But
died
the
if Adam didn't quit.
yeah,
You haven't told me.
but here's the thing. You're the killer. You're not supposed to show any alliances. You're supposed to be cutthroat and ruthless, and that was the most ruthless thing you did. Because not only did you put Billy on a freaking island, you put Ross on an island. We were just too dumb to freaking capitalize on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, ruthless or not, it's just still something. Even as cast as what it was casted, still my own personality was being a little like maybe I went a little too far there. After the fact, now knowing a little bit more and such, but. And I was also very surprised, I guess, for me, that the fact it was Adam that was the one that shared the information. Um, because I was wondering, like, how the heck
Oh,
did
don't
Ross?
worry. I laid it into him, and I laid it into him good. So
Well,
then I
I
found
hope you
out,
boys are good now.
but then I felt bad afterwards because Adam was like, "Well, if you want to be technical, I was going to bring you into the finals with me if I survived." And it's like, ass.
Okay, so as you guys can see on my phone here, I'm just going to be reading again another message from Adam. So from Adam, and I quote, he first says, the above also mostly answers how I felt at the beginning. Definitely a bit unsure of myself and trying to feel out the group dynamics as a rookie of Twitter Whodunnit, but definitely felt confident after the results of the first murder. Excuse me. The rivalry between y'all and Ross, I definitely tried to act like I was all innocent and shook by such a strong rivalry we all had, but in reality, I very much welcomed it and wanted to keep it going for as long as possible so that Billy and Ross would continue to want to target each other and not see me as a threat, even as I went on in the streak of best cases. How I felt about you and Ryan's reveal, totally shook. In my previous Whodunnit games on Facebook, I was notorious bad at guessing killers, and my streak continued. I don't think I ever said either of your names. Like I mentioned last night, I felt you were too earnest of a player to be a killer. And while I was
Yeah.
working with Ryan, I just thought he was cool and never really suspected him of being a killer either.
Um,
After my initial shook, the next thing I felt was relief. Because the one thing I did feel guilty about after playing both sides was the fact that Billy like blamed you, me, Steven. Billy blamed you for feeding Ross info after he won best case for the first time, but it was actually me. But now knowing you are the killer, I don't feel as bad about it. LOL.
to piggyback off of that, I don't think he realized he was also my target. He was definitely my target as well.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I had them both as my target. Just Ross was more of my target because of the fact that, like, and I said to him, I told him this, like, he has won how many games out of the games he's played? I was like, he's in the game. There's no chance we're gonna win. We need to get him out, type of thing. Once Ross was out, I was gonna make my way toward Ryan because I didn't trust Ryan Ryan. Oh my god. Sorry, Adam. Adam, because I didn't trust Adam as much as everyone thought I did. I kind of used Adam because Adam was very well at getting good cases
Information on both sides.
and information. And I was like, once I didn't need it, I was gonna let him go. So if he's watching, sorry, Adam, you weren't my plan to go to the finale like you thought.
Who was your plan to go to the finale, Billy?
Funny you should mention that. So, my true alliance in the game was Lizette and John. I had started the game with them, and I was going to end the game with them. And then eventually we kind of added Becky. because Becky is just the peach she is, and I kind of felt bad lying to her, so I was like, you know what, let's add her into this alliance so I'm not lying to her. But the entire time my final three were Lizette and John.
So, Becky, do you have any response or anything for everything that Adam spoke of and about?
Well, and I kind of talked about this now during the tell-all last night because, truth be told, I didn't know you from a can of paint, Billy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love you to death. You're family to me now, but you weren't my first choice for an alliance.
Good.
I
shouldn't have been.
kind of wanted to team up with Ross.
Ew.
I mean, if you're gonna want to go to a destination, you're gonna hitch your coattails to a speeding bullet train, not to to a complete unknown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, you're family now. You're stuck with me, dude.
Yeah.
Both of you are freaking stuck with me.
I mean, hell, we just applied for another game together.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you guys are. What was that game again? You guys are playing? Was it another Whodunnit or something else?
No, it's
Something else.
game off of the MTV Challenge.
Oh, okay.
Used to be a Road Rules Challenge, but now it's just the challenge. And I'll give the handle for the game and everything else later if you want me to.
Sure.
Because I know how you're into shameless plugs.
That's how I do.
You
All the
totally
time.
are.
All the time. When I saw the banner here, so. Anyways, excuse me. But yeah, I think the biggest thing with the game or biggest moments, I would say for me, like I said, with the Ross situation, everything that happened there, but making it as far as I did. I guess for cases, for as long as you guys survived, which case do you think was your most fun to solve?
Which case? See, that's difficult. That is very difficult because Becky, I'm sorry, you were not my favorite murder.
I didn't think I was.
Huh?
I didn't think I was. You're not a military buff. You don't.
I would say after being described as to what happened, because I was not on this team, thanks to Steven, I would say my favorite murder was John's because it was the most gruesome from what it was described to me.
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm big gruesome horror fan. So I wish I was on that team because I would have enjoyed it so much.
Becky?
Now, are we going favorite murder in whole, or are we going favorite murder to solve, or what?
Either way you want to take it, it's up to you.
Well, I mean, my favorite death was mine because former, military brat, former ROTC. I mean, that was just perfect for me. As far as favorite murder to solve, yeah, probably John's.
I would say my favorite murder to solve would be Lizette and Adams. Even though
because of the pop songs.
Yes, that we were completely off. But it was also it was the best way to kind of do it literally, I can't tell you with that one. I kept, as much as I was stressing and almost got in trouble with work, that was also the best one because I had most of the information. People didn't know I did, but I did. And that was the one that I had almost, I think, every piece of information. And I was
almost every piece.
But I was able to ride under the coattails because I had what I had,
Because I remember a certain phone call going, a freaking flamethrower?
Yes. And then we find out it wasn't even in the information. It was in a hint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait, are you done? All right, guys.
No.
I gotta go.
Okay.
It's my turn to play beer pong.
Have fun, man.
I'm dead.
You're dead anyway. That's the point.
Any other questions you have, Steven, feel free to message me and I will send you a message back.
Yep.
But
Well,
I have to go.
take care, bud.
See ya.
Peace.
Later, Tornado.
All right. So I'm just going to answer the question in regards to me, my favorite murder to do and research and all that other stuff. Rebecca's murder, military week, going over World War One stuff. I looked into World War Two, other wars, just for why not. I'm a history buff myself, so even though I was doing the case, then I was actually just doing other general looking up, learning things again for
That's what I would have done.
for that military week. Then I had a little fun with my case study and wore my Class A's jacket and had my jokes in there that Gavin enjoyed. Like that week, I really put my guard down, you know. For people that take the time to watch every single 9 cases, you see that most of them, I'm serious. Most of them, I'm reading verbatim from location sometimes, or most of them, I'm just getting to the pinpoint and handing it in. But for that one, I let it breathe a little bit. I got into a zone. I got into a groove, and I was enjoying myself. So I had some more jokes. I was more relaxed, more calm, Stephen. Because
And you should be that way more often because.
I mean, even though, go ahead.
Okay.
No, I was just gonna say because usually, as I take things seriously, and I am a competitive person, as we all are. That's why we play the game. We want to win. No one's gonna play this game to lose. Want to lose. In general, I mean, situations arise, they have to leave or quit. Understandable. But I just mean in general, when they sign up for a game, you want to win. So for me, when I'm doing my case studies, I am rigid. I am planned. I am, I'm not gonna make any jokes. I'm gonna do what I have to do. I'm gonna make sure I remember all the stuff that I have to remember to put in my case. Otherwise, I could get a scary card just for being stupid, not for not getting information.
Right.
For not putting in the case, right? Just because you have it up here, if you don't put it in your case, that's what he's gonna see or read.
Right.
But that's how I usually was. But for that week, enjoying doing the case, enjoy looking things up, enjoying all that, and getting in the flow while I was starting my video, kind of feeling a little confident, looking at myself while I was doing the video with the jacket on. But so I felt more relaxed. I felt like I could just not be tense at all, not be worried. I mean, I guess worried about getting scary card, but in general, not as worried, just relaxing. We're almost to the finals. I know I'm going to be there anyways, just calming myself down in that way to reduce any anxiety. So it was just nice to have that for that week and for that case. But for the best case in regards to finding out what happened, I agree. John, that was fun to learn about. But researching definitely was military week because I had fun with it and I really enjoyed it. And I think if anybody does see any of my cases, I think they're going to like that one too the most out of all of them because it's actually entertaining. It actually is not just rigid and reading. It is of me being relaxed, which is odd because you would think being in the military week, that's when I'm the most rigid. But stuff like that to the plan, to what needs to be said, all the other things like 1, 2, 3, check it off the checklist and we're done.
Plan, execute.
Ship it out. Hoorah. But it's just.
Here's the thing, though.
It was just a fun week, but it was nice to be relaxed and it was good to be relaxed. And I certainly I'm going to miss that case, in a sense, but they all had their merits.
Yeah, they did.
What were you going to say?
The thing of it is, and what a lot of people don't seem to get, when I was in ROTC, when I was in my uniform, I was at my safest, my most comfortable, because I was among my people, I was among my team. So probably when you had your Class A's on, you probably felt the most safe and the most secure and the most comfortable because it brought back that esprit de corps for you. Hey, I'm among the, I'm part of the brotherhood again. I'm part of the band of brothers, you know.
Yeah, it took me back. I guess in a sense you could say it took it back to your happy place.
Exactly.
And a comfort place in that moment. And then from there, I just took that positive
And
endorphin and took all that
ran with it.
and ran with it like people would see. But yeah, definitely for you specifically, let me know when you see that video and let me know your thoughts on it because
I will do.
I think you're gonna enjoy it. I mean, it is for any of my cases long, but I think you'll enjoy it again, not just for the look of it, but for the jokes. Because I make a John Cena joke. I make a I forget what it was, but near the end, I made another joke. Because again, for each of my videos, I have my ending line. So like
Right.
I say,
Which
which I say, oh, hold on. All right, which I say,
it,
Bill, or let's just say Ross and Lindsay. Let's just say, even though I never guessed Lindsay, but I'm
yeah.
just Ross and Lindsay. You're the killer and the puppet master. I'm onto you. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna win this. What you need to do now?
Run.
Run. So I always finish with run. You haven't found that funny in some of the cases because there's one of them. I don't think it was the military week, but one of them where he saw that last moment. Even though he got used to it, right? Because that's what I do. That's my shtick. And just like how I and all videos with, above all else, take care, But with that, there was one that he saw when I did the whole run into the camera, looking at it, where he actually got freaked out. He said he jumped back once. I'm like, okay.
Well,
Because that kind of surprised me because he sees all these videos. He knows it's coming. I do it all the time. So I don't know if I did an extra longer stare. I don't remember. Or what I did along with the word run. Or whatever I did that got him. But that kind of actually made me happy a little bit that he actually had a reaction to it because he saw each and every case. It wasn't a surprise.
right. Well, a lot of the viewers of the Ramble are going to see this, so they're going to know that you're a big wrestling fan. So, of course, you put a lot of different wrestling lines, all that kind of stuff within your case. So that just shows how big of a wrestling fan you really are and how much you actually do love the product.
Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure. I mean, I know WWE's tested my patience as well. Not as much as others, but a little bit even for me, And I would say if they test me, then there's a problem because I'm one that usually just takes everything. Like some YouTubers say, oh, you're just taking it, sort of thing. Being a sheep. I don't think I'm a sheep. I'm just saying that for me, it takes a lot to get annoyed with WWE because I love it so much.
It takes you a lot to get annoyed, period. But once you get annoyed, it's like I've just noticed that with you, being a co-host with you on the Ramble and soon on the football podcast, if you'll still have me
next week, yeah, or the final week of August, yeah. I guess myself.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I see that myself a little bit. It takes a lot to get me annoyed, but when I am, then I am. You'll see it. It takes a lot to upset me. It takes a lot for me to not trust a person. And I don't mean in game here from Whodunnit. I mean in life.
Yeah.
But when you break my trust, it's hard to really get it back from me. Because it took a lot to get to that point. Because I'm one to give second, third chances where others aren't. Others, you only get one chance, and they're going to cut you off if you fuck them over. But I'm one that gives them another chance, maybe even a third chance, depending on the situation. But then it gets to a point where no more chance. No chance at all for you. So it's nice. And in regards to wrestling, you saw with my reveal tweet, I did my video with
that was the nice touch.
With the Undertaker theme. And I think another thing you learned from me, not learned from me, but of me, is nothing I say, nothing I show, nothing I do is just random.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that.
I planned that music for a reason, not just wrestling, but Undertaker, the character. He buries souls. He is a
Dig
killer.
Souls and take souls, yeah.
Yeah, digging holes, taking souls. That's his character. Well, I was the killer character. So I was my own Undertaker. So the Undertaker theme song. I like the music too, yes. then I timed it. I timed it when I first showed my face with that when the Undertaker music really gets into the down, and then it goes
Yeah.
down, down, and then when it
Yep.
comes back and it revs back up, down, 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 there, then I knew, okay, let's go on camera. Right when it hit that, and then I just moved it along in time, in beat with the music. Like I made sure I was on point while I was talking and making sure I was saying what I needed to say. So I was double thinking. And so everything I do, maybe over analyzing or overthinking, I plan ahead. And now I was lucky I did that in one take, but I plan ahead. I don't want to do things in more than one take, That's why I like doing my
No,
videos
because that's a
live.
pain in the ass.
That's why I like doing my videos live, because even if I do mess up, I'm just gonna leave it in where it doesn't need to be edited. It's just live. It goes in the
Right.
channel, blah blah blah. So, but even doing that, because I planned it and I planned everything there.
The eye roll was a nice touch.
And I wasn't the best one, but I didn't like continue it. It just like went here and then like it just went back. Like it didn't go a full circle like he can do. But
I don't think he can do a full circle. I think he can just hold it there.
okay, yeah, he just holds it and then brings it back. Okay. Either way,
Exactly.
mine looked a little weird, like it was going half and then weird and then like either way, it was fun. And,
Better than a lot of people can do.
I was just bringing that up because with that being how I did my reveal, I was proud of it. I'm glad other people did like it too, even non-wrestling fans. And yeah, I created a little bit of wrestling in regards to how I was going to do this personalities killer. Then the one time I actually was a ruthless killer was when I made that decision about going after Billy.
Mm-hmm.
But
you screwed me too, by the way.
How did I screw you too?
Because you took away the one that I normally would bounce ideas off of.
Yeah. And you do know why I had. Now you know why I had Ross over on our team.
Oh yeah, of course. Because you were actually able to bounce ideas off of him, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it was great gameplay. It's just he wasn't the only one you screwed over. I'm like, thanks, dude. I didn't do anything to you.
Well, no, that's why I wasn't planning to go after you. I mean, that was just a that was just a unknown circumstance.
No, you weren't planning on going after me. You just thought I was the puppet master. That's all.
Yeah, so I thought you were the puppet master, so I didn't need to go after you. You're gonna come back anyways, and I knew not to upset you because you would come back, and I thought you were the puppet master and come back at me. So there's no way to if I'm gonna go after Rebecca, it needs to stick. She needs to die. And if in my head I'm thinking she's the puppet master, that's not gonna happen. She's gonna survive. So don't do anything. So I didn't mean to.
No, it's never mind. I mean,
it was mainly to get
you did what you had to do.
Mainly have Ross on my side because I was trying to get back with Ross. I didn't know if he would talk to me after I upset him, but
I don't know. That's my roommate. I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
She's not being evil. She probably just forgot because she was just so hyped up about going. Oh, jeez. Now, can I ask you a question?
Yes, you may ask me a question, yes.
Okay. What made you think I was the puppet master? Don't get me wrong. Thank you for the compliment.
I'll get you, Heathen. You gave me constipation.
I'm so sorry.
I didn't know she was a judgment guy, but my reasoning, honestly, hashtag honesty. There were times in regards to calls with Gavin that we were having, or after spirit ceremonies or whatever that you were part of, and then you had to talk with him one-on-one, and in the end, might have been just about personal stuff. But at the time, and I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
At the time, I thought Becky's trying to kick me off of this call because she needs to talk about Puppet Master things or other things or game stuff that she doesn't want anybody else part of the call. So that kind of a little bit eloquated in it. Then what Gavin said about if you and the Puppet Master work together, because we were talking, he asked me in one of the calls again, like he did with Ryan, I guess. Who do you think the Puppet Master is, and whatever? and then I gave my reasons. He was on mute because couldn't react. And
I hated that.
okay, but then he said, "Well, if you and the puppet master were working together, if you and the puppet master knew each other's identity, then obviously you guys would have a big solid alliance, and you would run this house." First, I thought Billy, because me and him have our friendship, and our friendship
Right.
with Billy and Gavin. I thought, okay, maybe Billy.
Right.
But then I turned it to you because I was like, maybe he went with somebody that is, well, not new because it's your third game, but new to me as a new person. Because before this game, I didn't know you existed in this world. And that
I took a break.
well, hey, no, it's fine. I'm just saying. I'm just,
Oh, I know.
before, yeah, we didn't know each other existed in the world. But
Right.
But anyways, but yeah, I was thinking that okay, if that's the case, maybe he picked someone like you. Also, I remember you saying either in a GH with the team or in a Scare Spare GH after the cards that you said. I remember talking with Gavin before the game in a GH and meeting him first then. And I'm like,
Yeah.
killer interviews. Because obviously I'm the killer. So I
Right.
know these interviews happen and they happen for the game. They happened around midnight when I had mine and midnight my time. And I'm like, oh, really? You talked to Gavin for the game? Okay. Cool.
Okay. Let me give you a little. You may know this. You may not.
Probably not.
Gavin and I played together in 2016,
Oh.
and I've known Gavin since then. We've kept in touch, whether it was stuff he had going on with school, whatever. I would comment on his posts, whatever, because he's a sweetheart. I love the kid to death. Now he's like one of the little brothers I've always wanted. So that's why I would talk to him before Scared or Spared or, different conversations like that. It was just because he was my friend.
No, that's fine. Like I didn't know that. And that's fine too,
Yeah.
obviously. But I was just letting you know where my head was.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I was thinking, oh, you talked to him before the game, killer interviews, puppet master.
So, yeah, I mean, you knew I interviewed to be the killer.
Yeah.
So,
and I was like, all right. And from learning how smart you were and everything and how diabolical you could be, and a ruthless killer you would be able to be, I thought, okay, maybe she could be it. So I went from Billy to you in my guesses in regards to that for my cases. And then when it was time for me to go after the puppet master, because I was talking with Gavin during the game, and like even before he told me ahead of time, I was like, the killer really should try to go after the puppet master, because if I truly was a killer in this universe,
right.
as like Brian puts everything in the universe, but if I was actually in this universe in a manner, being a killer and having to bequest to the whim of the puppet master, at some point,
Right.
I'll get annoyed and just want to turn around and use whatever weapon he wanted me to use on somebody else. I'm going to use it on him or her,
Right.
sort of thing. So, and then Gavin's like, "Oh, really? Well, I was kind of thinking of that because that's the plan." I go, "Good," because I want to at least have a moment to try. So, I was glad that was part of a twist and a fun thing. I think it was executed well in regards to how it was done with the
Right.
ceremony. Excuse me.
When it was revealed that you thought I was the puppet master, I didn't know it was you, but I knew, when the killer said that, that they thought I was the puppet master. Were you in on the call?
The call of what?
The Scared or Spare, well, the reveal of best case for the bonus interview. You were in on that call, right?
I was in on every call.
Okay, yeah. So you saw my face.
Oh, I saw your reaction. I saw everything. Yeah.
And did that kind of click a light in your head going, oh crap? No?
No, it actually
You just thought I was that good of an actress?
It reaffirmed it, because I thought that you were acting on it. And to be quite honest, when I was watching you and Billy's fight, as much as I knew it was fake, like I'm just reading this, I'm like, wow. This is fake. That's why I even said what I said with the killer account. As a killer, but also myself, kind of
Oh,
thinking,
getting the popcorn?
no, the one about
Oh.
seriously, this could have been done better, sort of thing.
Oh.
But my point is that I thought that when you were reacting, I thought it was just you acting or overacting and try to make it like you weren't the puppet master. And I was just thinking in my head,
I've got to act better.
not that you couldn't act, you're good. It's just like I think she's trying a little too hard here.
Well, because here was my thing.
But in the end, you weren't because you weren't the puppet master. So
well, no, because I was shocked, then I was ticked, and then I took it as a compliment.
Moving on to the next question, and this one I already sent a DM to Billy, so he has his answer already for this question.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you and read his answer, so you can think about your answer. Who do you wish you worked with in the game that you did not ever work with in the game? Who would you have an alliance with? Billy said, I would say if I had the chance to work with someone I didn't, it would have been Ross.
Wow.
And what say you, Becky? Who would you have worked with or wanted to work with that you did not ever work with in the game?
Well, I already said that I tried to get an alliance together with Ross, so I was going to hitch myself to a winning pony.
Everybody with Ross. Now, Ross might still be able to be here for this tell-all. I'm sure he'll enjoy hearing about it if he just watches it in the aftermath or when it goes archived to the channel. So he'll feel good about that. Because me and him, for those that watch the interview or have watched it already or will watch the interview with me and Ross on the channel, that he does say about how he kind of took it to heart or whatever in regards to what Billy said in regards to him, being on a cast and people not wanting to play or Ross is part of the cast. And I tried to reaffirm him, and people will see that in the video on the interview. Kind of it was later in the interview that hey, just like they say in WWE, so they say with Ric Flair, if you want to beat the man or the woman in Charlotte, if you want to beat the person,
you got to.
Yeah, or
if you want to be the man, you've got to beat the man.
If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. And if you want to beat Ross,
he was the man.
As great as it would be to win a game and him not part of the cast, would it feel as total? So, yeah, it is what it is. But there were times that he even said during last night's tell-all and in the interview today, situations where he felt he could get scared or killed. At that time, he said though he never went into a scared or spared ceremony, being worried about getting a scared card, but during a case and 2 specific cases that he might be exiled to be scared and killed. So,
probably John's murder, and I can't think of the other one, but anyway.
Yeah, the other one, because he thought that us 4, part of Team John, would have just had a separate chat and not share anything to him, and
that would have been the smart move. But honestly, with everything being split, I was like, look, let's get through this. And I even said it in the Team John chat. Let's get through this. We'll gun for each other later. So the target was off Ross's back for that week.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to get as much information as possible so that way we could advance to the next thing. And then when we all got back together with our alliances at full strength, because to tell you the truth, I didn't want to go after a weak target. If I'm going to come for somebody, I'm going to come for them at their best, because that's just the honorable thing to do.
True. No, understandable. I'm trying to remember what the other case he did say during it.
I'll watch it later.
Oh, it was the one. Hello.
I'm back.
Has a tornado hit yet?
No, but I did lose that game.
Of course you did.
Becky, I don't know if you saw, by the way, we've been messaged. But anyways, continue.
Yeah, I saw. I was gonna take care of it after all this.
But yeah, I was just explaining to Becky in regards to when Ross was during our interview today. He was talking about how he kind of took it to heart in what you said, Billy, in regards to, in regards to you see Ross as being part of a cast, and feeling like you're not going to get far because he's there. And I say, hey, if you want to beat a man, you got to beat the man, and Ross is the man. So if he's, if he was, because he was thinking he might not play, he might take a long break to give others a chance to win. And I said, hey, no, if you want to keep playing, keep playing. If they're worried about that, then that's on them. Then that's their situation, not yours. And if you still feel like you want to play, then play. If you don't, then don't. But don't make that the reason that you're not going to play. So, but
well, in his perspective, I get where he's coming from. I get where you're coming from, telling him that. And like, yes, I mean, he shouldn't take that into consideration. But I mean, it also is gonna. He also might also be worried that he's always gonna be a target. You know what I mean?
Well,
True.
that because Stephen was talking about him being worried about John's murder because it was Stephen, myself, Sarah, and Ross.
Everybody who was against him.
Exactly. But I even said
Who we
in the
thought
team
were
chat. Yeah, exactly. I even said in the team chat, I'm like, look, let's just get all the information together we can, take care of this, and then we can gun for each other later. Because I didn't want to kick a guy when he was down. I didn't want to go after a weak target. I wanted Ross at his best.
Right, you wanted him to go for it. Unlike my team literally were like, we're not. No, they literally like, because even Adam's like, we need to like go for this together.
Exactly.
And Adam put all the information he had in the chat. I only didn't because they wouldn't.
Right.
So it was like, I was like under the impression that one of us was going to be scared from each group, and one of us was going to die from that group. But I also was under the impression that we also did have to work together. But I wasn't going to work with them unless they worked with me.
Right.
And they had no desire. So.
yeah,
So this is what happens when you tick off Steven.
Yeah. Well, Steven should not have got ticked off because I told him many times we were still good. I just didn't trust the bastard.
It was fun. It was fun for me as a killer going back and forth and seeing how both teams were interacting and how things were what were being talked about, information shared or not, from Team Lindsay and Team John, and just popping back and forth to each chat on the killer account. And,
so you saw you literally saw everybody be like no, and then so yeah, I get where he's coming from that point of view because like I said, I was screwed. Like
I missed you so much that week.
I missed you too. Like I couldn't even like I had to literally ask Gavin to say happy birthday to her. Like it was so bad. And like I felt so screwed. I literally thought I was going to die. And I would have if Adam didn't quit. And that really that kicked me. Like the fact that I got scared, and that was my first scared card.
And that would have been the end of you.
So upset. And that one I didn't know that at the time.
Well, no, I know. You know that now, yeah.
And that just makes me feel even worse. But yeah. So that's kind of
Do we want to talk about the reaction to my first scared card?
I mean,
all right.
You thought you were dead, but you weren't. Instead, we lost a really good member of our alliance.
Yeah, and the one that was saying, "Don't trust Steven."
Yeah, don't trust Steven. Don't trust Adam. Like, we should have listened.
No, still be you.
I love her. I do.
She's such a firecracker. I mean, she does not take it from anybody.
No, and
No.
I enjoyed having her in my alliance, even though I didn't trust her.
Well, you didn't trust her because she tried to lie to everybody.
That's fair.
So one thing I did want to bring up, I guess, is a tell is supposed to be about hashtags T and whatever. That's one thing I learned about during this game. I learned T. I learned the word tea and what that meant. The first time I saw it, I'm like, what the heck? What does a cup of coffee? What does tea have to do with this game? And then I got it. It's like, okay, I guess I wasn't hip to the to the term, but anyways,
Don't worry. I mean, I knew about it, but it was just like everybody's talking about it. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But I'm a fan of Drag Race, so I know all about it anyway.
Yeet.
Okay. Oh yeah, and I learned about yeets and tea and a lot of other terms I never heard before.
Yeah, yeet was another one. I'm like, what the fuck is yeet? And freaking Gavin DMs me and he's like, it's this. And he's sitting there laughing while he's telling me this. I'm like, I'm the old part of the group. Come on.
Well, you're not as old as John. John was older.
Isn't he like a year?
And yet I feel old.
He's in his 40s. He's like 41.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nope.
So yeah, he's only a couple of...
John's another one I love. John and Lizetta too that I wish I had worked more in 2018. Lizetta especially, because I actually worked with John a little bit, but not as much as I would like. Mm-hmm. So like that's why they became my true alliance. I was like immediately like, hey, let's actually work together because I wanted to work with you last game and we just didn't get a chance to. Like it was one of those like I would message them here and there. And then I died, and it literally, I messaged Lizette. I was like, hey, this is what's going on. I wish I could have worked with you, da-da-da. And I love them both. They both are dearly. Like, I still talk to them. I'm thinking of going out to Canada next year, to California next year. Like, I'm literally planning vacations. I just got to be trying.
If you're going to Canada, then come to Wisconsin. I don't know. But...
yeah, because he's on the right side of the border.
Yeah.
Okay.
If John lived in like Manitoba or Alberta or something, you would have to come to me first. He's in Ontario. He's in Ontario.
All right. But anyways, in regards to hey, that'd be cool. You just gotta let me know at least an hour ahead of time. But but anyways, in regards
make sure you wear your Patriots gear there, Billy.
Oh, you know I will. And I'll wear my Patriots gear to you, right in front of you.
You do it, and I burn it in FG.
Have fun being a Raiders fan this year.
I'd rather be a Raiders fan than a Pats fan.
Mm-hmm. Pats are better.
And besides,
I'd rather be a Raiders fan than a Cowboys fan.
Anyways. Back to the tell-all.
Yeah, back to the tell-all. We can do all this later.
We digress.
Yeah, it's all right. We can talk about the Patriots too, Pete. But anyways, moving on to that to the tell-all. T that I did want to bring up, or just at least bring up. Maybe nothing will actually be said, but in regards to Sarah and how she played, and she did make it far. But it seems like some of you have some interesting opinions in regards to Sarah and working or not working with her.
Interesting?
Yeah, interesting. That's my word.
The word that is used is interesting.
That is my word. Interesting. But anyways, whoever wants to share can share in regards to their interesting relationship with Sarah in the game.
Well, first of all, she needs to learn to play a different way because demanding information from people is not how you get information from people. If you watch this, Sarah, remember that. Okay? Just makes people hate you more.
Well, she was like a KP, only a little less ruthless.
Oh, God.
Because KB could be more ruthless because of the screenshot rule, or not rule.
Oh, KB would have been fucked from the beginning.
Yeah, I think Gavin told me that, or maybe told you too, or whatever. That's why she didn't apply after finding out about it. Because I think they talked about it. She was asking about what's this game going to be about this time, and he told her, and she's like, "Nope, no thanks."
Gavin, if you're watching this, no screenshot rule ever.
Ever again.
That's only Ross brought
Ever
up
again.
too.
We love you, KB.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Speak for yourself.
All right. But
I
Sarah,
don't
no,
care.
not
I don't
Sarah.
care if she
Rebecca.
watches or not. That bitch,
Yes,
like,
yes, sir.
she had it out from the beginning of 2018, and I didn't do shit to her.
I don't know.
So,
I think she just saw your profile on your page and just thought, "Nah, I'm gonna go after this dude." Or
I
who
mean,
is this dude?
I
Who
had
is this
no
dude?
idea who she was, and as she was going after me, I was like, "Excuse me, woman. Like, I don't know you. I had maybe one conversation with you. Like, beach."
But anyways, Becky, any thoughts or your thoughts in regards to Sarah or and whatever?
As far as Sarah's concerned, with her being so young, it just kind of makes me think that youth really is wasted on the young. That and
Damn.
you know, there's this thing called manners. If you ask, even if you are going to ask for information, there are these two little magic words. I don't know if you ever were taught them. They're called please and thank you. And you notice, I've got 4 best friends out of the deal that are still going to talk to me, still going to hang out with me. And who are you still talking to? That's my thing with Sarah.
She got kind of brazen when she, like, I think as you guys are already alluding to, but got brazen when she went into the group chat and did that, or the house chat, I mean, and did that. It was like seeking people for personality or seeking this information. Or it's like,
Well, you know, it's funny because Steven, that's why I was like, when you went and got Adam's last known whereabouts, like you had already known I had it because I told you.
right.
Like, but I literally was like, that's the reason why I said don't give it to her. I don't trust her. I wasn't going to give it to her because she literally was like demanding it. And then when she was like, oh, well, I need to talk to whoever went to Adam's last known, I literally was sleeping. And then I went right to work. I literally was like, you know what? I'm not even going to, this bitch, she's not even getting it. And then that's when I got out of work and I was like, oh yeah, I have it already. I have it. She goes, well, I already turned it. And she like was rude about it. And I was like, well, this is why I don't give it to you. Like, she didn't deserve it. How I beat her, I don't know. Oh yeah, I quit.
You didn't quit.
That's true. I still went with it.
Damn right.
Went down.
I still tried for Gavin's sake, but I was done.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up just in that specific retrospect. And it was interesting. Go ahead.
Before you just move on real quick, I also played with KB in 2016.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How did that go
And
for that iteration?
I can be as truthful as possible here, right?
Mm-hmm. Say whatever you want to say.
She was so far up Ross's ass, she knew what he had for breakfast the last day.
Oh.
Like, honestly, the thing of it was, and you could ask Gavin this.
Okay.
A lot of people thought they were together, like boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the hell. Because I even was talking to Billy, and I'm like, I finally saw her profile and like a picture of her husband. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought Ross was her boyfriend.
Right.
Sorry, Ross, if you see this, but she was riding your coattails big time.
Well, her biggest thing was threatening Steven, and that pissed me off.
What?
Yep. In our game, and Steven and I talked about this, I think it was my murder. Was it my murder, Steven? Whose murder was it?
I think it was yours.
You think she literally threatened Steven to expose his game because he was talking.
Yeah, it was your murder because your murder because with you being dead and with the situation that presented her, I guess in a good way, of that I better give her the information, otherwise everybody's gonna know your dirty little secret. And in my head, I was just like, I don't fucking care anymore. sort of thing.
Well,
But
because he was playing both sides. He was like, well, he was more so playing my side. So he was on.
Oh,
my side,
like
but
this
he was,
game? He was playing both sides too.
right, but he was more playing with
like
her
Adam.
to get information from her.
Yeah, like Adam.
Yeah, like Adam. But he was playing him to get information for us, like for my alliance with him, da da da. And literally my murder, and he was like, "Well, I need to hide this from her, da da," to kind of finally get rid of her because no one could get rid of her, just like Ross. And
Right.
he literally threatened to tell everybody that he was talking to her. He was playing both sides. He was trying to get information, and I was like, "This is not how you win a game.
This is not how you play a game.
I was like,
Period.
this makes people want to get you killed faster." Like,
Oh, yeah.
And,
Well,
and
that
what
was like with Sarah.
Yeah.
Saying that she had the power over Ross, Ryan, and Ethan, and we're
Right,
like, good for you.
Rude. They're throwing a ball at my door.
Well,
yeah.
at least they're throwing something at your door.
Now it won't hit the door.
Welcome to the ramble.
Where's my drink?
yeah, I just got a message from Ross, and he'll be unable to make it on the on this video for the tell-all, but he might be watching. So,
but yeah, like I was like, and thankfully, just like Sarah, thankfully she died right after me. What happened?
but even the way that she played the game, she still did make it as far as she did. So, I guess in a way, in a sense, she did earn it, and got to where she
But
got.
she was also playing both sides too.
There's a lot of people doing that,
Yeah.
but
People lying in Whodunnit never.
That never happens.
so in regards to the 2016 game, since that was brought up, Rebecca, in regards to your interaction, did you have any interactions with KB during that game, or were you on the other team, or what was the dynamic?
Well, my alliance was Lindsay, Gavin. I think it was just me, Lindsay, and Gavin by the time Lindsay died. Come to find out, she was the killer, and the showrunner actually raised her back from the dead. But Kennedy, yeah, it was Kennedy and Ross, and we would ask Ross for information just and I was nice about it. You guys know how I am when I ask for information. I was nice about it. I'm like, you said we were gonna work together at least a little bit. Can you help me out? And then the next thing I get is a message from Kennedy. Leave Ross alone. He's not gonna give you anything.
Oh, damn.
It's like, and then after the game and everything else, it was like maybe 6 months later, she wants me to vote on something about her cat being the cutest in the country or something like that. So it's like, huh?
All right. Talk about a random thing.
All right, so I'm being yelled at to get off my phone, so I absolutely have to go. Becky, I'll text you.
You got it.
Bye.
Take care, man.
Bye.
But no, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting for sure. Trying to think in regards to actual question, in regards to other things to talk about. Something that was already talked about last night, but might as well bring it here to my viewers. Your thoughts on the reveal, your thoughts on the finale, how everything went down, the reveal tweets by me and Ryan, all that stuff. What were your thoughts?
My thoughts on the finale, as far as how the finale went, I was working with Gavin as far as the questions were concerned. Right. So trying to send everybody their answers and everything else, I felt like a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. But, other than that, the finale was really good. And then, finally, when the reveal happened, when I get the link for the call, we were sitting there, Billy and I were both sitting there talking. We're like, oh my God, hurry the fuck up. And when I finally sent Gavin a text, I'm like, Gavin, hurry up or we're going to send the FBI after your ass. Because that was his big thing. If the FBI looked at his search history and everything else, they would put him away.
Right. Well, for all of these cases, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. But when we finally get the link, Billy's like, okay, let's go to the finale. And we, click the link. And honestly, I couldn't hear right away. I couldn't hear Ryan say that he was the puppet master. I heard you saying you were the killer.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a punch to the gut.
Mm.
Because I said during the finale, dude, we do podcasts together. Now, I'd like to do more podcasts with you because you're fun to bounce stuff off of.
Mm-hmm.
And you've lied to me for 3 freaking months. It's like, dude, I thought we were here. But then when Ryan said that he was the puppet master, I'm like, the fuck? But then I realized Ryan was one of the quiet ones, and it's always the quiet ones you have to watch out for anyway.
True. Yeah, because then I had my reveal tweet, the video, and then Ryan's tweet. That was a good one as well. So those reveals, and with how the finale went, glad you enjoyed it in that way.
I did.
That's why I asked Ross in the interview. I guess asked again in general. Moving forward, heading into the 2020 game, the Out of This World, or whatever it's going to be called, the guy wants to call it. As of right now, do you think you might plan to apply to play, or are you thinking to apply for production, or where are you thinking right now that may change in 4 months?
I'm actually gonna apply for production. For multiple reasons, but the main reason is Gavin's my boy. He worked his ass off for this game. He was an absolute freaking rock star. Gavin, if you're watching this, you rocked, dude. And I'm gonna help my friend, kill, unsuspecting people on the internet. I just think production would be more fun. I mean, I'll play again. I mean, I'm gonna be in a game here in a little bit, but as far as Whodunnit, I don't know. It depends on who's running it. If Gavin's running another one after this one, yeah, I'd play again.
Excuse me. Yeah, definitely.
You're fine.
That's interesting because, interesting in the sense of I had my interview with Ross, and I asked him the same question in the end, near the end of the interview. Where do you think Ross is going to go moving forward? Where do you think you're going to go? And he was showing interest in the production as well, and how he has some ideas to make the advantages, for the advantages and for the competitions. I mean, the advantage competition, right. And he has some murders he already wrote up that he may want to share to Gavin,
right,
and stuff like that. So he would be on production. I told him, well, that's cool because I will probably apply for it too.
There's not going to be anybody left to play.
My area of expertise will be would be in regards to the presentation and look in regards to when we announce the cast, the if needed grading of cases. I like reading things or watching videos.
Right.
And also in regards to the Scared Spirit ceremony, and little tweaks or things I would do there. I'll leave the heavy hitting to the other team members, but I think for those are my little areas of expertise, my eyes on the details kind of thing, where I would lend a hand as part of production. I mean, I don't know how many
Right.
people he wants for production. He might only want 2 or 1, but or 3 or 4 or 100. I don't know. That's up to him. But
I doubt he wants 100.
well, if he has 100, then he doesn't have to do anything. He can give it to everybody else. But you know what I mean? Just whatever number he wants. And I think there'll still be not a lot of people that will apply from all past games, from games that we don't even know existed, of Skype and Facebook, and people that were part of those games might want to get an
Right.
itch again. But yeah, I think I'm gonna give that a shot. And if I don't get casted or hired to be part of production, then I'm definitely gonna be applying for the game itself when that application comes down the road, because I think he said here in a couple weeks or whatever, within a month, he'll have that out for the production. So
Right.
so as a team, him and his team can plan out things, murders, other
You
things.
can plan murders and advantages and all that happy horse hockey.
And then the application for players then can go out. And then us, the team, or whoever is, can go over through the applications as a group, as a team, like we're a round table, and going through that in GH or otherwise, and picking the cast and feeling good about it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like Gavin did here. So I think that's where I plan to go and apply to. But either way, I'm going to be part of it next year at some point, or some way, hopefully, either part of the production or part of playing again. And
Right.
enjoy from either seat that I sit at, either table. That'll be totally awesome. Now this is a tell-all. This is to share or spill tea, as people say. Is there anything that you have a question of me, or something that you were thinking about as the game played but waited till now to ask me or want to bring up? You're welcome to. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know if everybody knows this, but you kind of did make a snafu as far as your presenting your case for my murder, because part of your video ended up live.
Yep.
And originally you were in your BDUs,
Mm-hmm.
if I remember correctly. Did you change to the Class A's just like respect for me, or what was the deal?
Okay, before I was even doing the video, I knew I was going to wear my uniform, one of them.
Right.
I went with the BDUs because they were closest to me in proximity where I was sitting. So I just wanted to be lazy and get close.
Right.
But then when you said that I was live, I changed it up, to be quite honest, less of respect for you, but more of a respect to what I do anyways for my videos. My videos, I'm always dressed up. And as nice as the BDUs always look, and looked, my Class A's are like a suit jacket. They are the dress up. They are that stuff. So
they're not the tuxedo, but they're the one step down.
Right. So it's somewhat of that equivalent. It is the military version in a sense of a suit jacket. So I decided to put that to be that representation, and for the military week. And I felt kind of proud wearing it too. So that's why I changed it and decided to go with that, and wore that with my my limited stuff that I had on there with my sharpshooter stuff and other things. Plus, also being a killer, I'm wearing that and thinking, hey, I'm a killer, and I definitely am a sharpshooter marksman getting these people. So, but either way, it's kind of why I did that.
Okay.
Any other thoughts or questions thrown to me, or things that you may want to know in regards to my gameplay, killer play?
No, I'm pretty much squared away. I mean, we've talked. Gavin's tell all.
Yeah,
I
true.
think I'm good.
That's good.
if you want to do some other stuff.
No. No, I understand. It's just no. I was just trying to think of that regard. But tell my viewers, yes, with the Whodunnit game, I will be planning to play later. Should be or again either later on. So videos might be coming to the channel at that point again in regards to that. But of course, if I am just a player, they will all be unlisted and then become public after the game is over, like this game. And I thank Gavin for allowing me to do that after the game was over. So now they are all public. So that's cool. This is the final video that I'm. Nope, scratch that. It's not. Tomorrow, 6 p.m., my interview with Ryan, the Puppet Master. That will be my final video in regards to this game. Then we'll move on. Got my wrestling show this week. A lot of stuff to talk over there. A lot of stuff to talk about. We got the King of the Ring. We got whatever the heck that was at the end of SmackDown Live. We got.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, I think they just took someone from the crowd or just some what were they going to say, struggling actor to in the area or whatever to be that end,
That looked like Rowan.
or close to it.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll talk about that for the ramble, and then next week, because I think I'm not the best judge of numbers. If that made any sense. I think next week is the final week of August. So next week,
Yeah. 8 more days until the 29th.
Wednesday or
So
Thursday.
a little more than a week.
Wednesday, yep. On Wednesday, I will debut Talking Packers with Steve, and I still have to prepare for that because I still haven't even started to look at the schedules for all 32. So I will have to do that, make my predictions for all 32, and have
Do
that
you
ready.
need some help with that? Because, I can help you out.
Well, I got to do it myself because it's my predictions. Like
I know. I'm just saying as far as, like, looking at the schedules and everything else. I mean...
No, I should be fine. I'll just go through each one.
Okay.
Piece by piece and then put a prediction for them. And then go from there.
Right.
But yeah, so we both will be for that. She is my new co-host. So she'll have her own work to do going through all 32 teams and giving predictions for their records and sharing who she thinks will be in the playoffs because of those records she gave.
Thank you, Sports Illustrated.
The 12 teams in the playoffs, and then who her prediction is for the Super Bowl champions, all that fun stuff that we'll do. And then we'll go from there. Also talking about our own teams, specifically, which would be the Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay Packers. Of how we
also the Oakland Raiders.
Which, by the way, the Packers play here in this third game tomorrow night. The tune-up game that's supposed to be, which I don't know if Aaron's going to play. But yes, we'll talk about the Raiders. Well, technically, it's one of those. Technically, we're talking about all 32 because we'll have to go through each team and who we think is going to go and how they're going to do. But that's little blippets. Then at the end will be more deep dive of the Packers, Cowboys, and I guess Raiders. Of how we thought the camp went. Were there some players that didn't make the team that we thought could have made the team, would have been good roster members? Stuff for deep diving into just 3 teams and all 32. So, yeah, little snippets of the rest and this and that. But I'm looking forward to it, starting another season. And then after that, each and every week will be the reviews of that previous week and the thoughts and scoring predictions as I do for each and every week for the next week. So that's how that'll work. We're talking Packers with Steve. Talking Packers with Steve, you can find on Twitter at talking_Packers. Yes, it is a podcast for the fans, by a fan, talking about the NFL. And even though it's titled Talking Packers with Steve, I do talk about all the teams, of course, and looking forward to another football season. But here for the tell-all, we're pretty much done. I thank Billy and Rebecca for being on here. Unfortunately, Gavin and Ross were unable to be here, but that's all good. Hopefully, the rest of the cast is able to watch this archive when it goes to the channel here in mere 10 minutes. But from there, and from always, just do from this game, move on, and get ready for the next one. And for you and Billy, you got a different game going. So, thank you all. If you are watching this archive, leave a comment down below in the comments section if you care to. And above all else, as always, take care.